As expected, Heian Fenggui saw that Su Jingxing was indifferent and the aura of his attacks did not show any signs of weakening. Instead, it was getting stronger and stronger. When it realized that the demonic energy it released had been absorbed by Su Jingxing, its expression turned grim. It immediately sneered coldly. Black and silver light flashed, and its demonic might rose continuously. A blood moon hung high in the sky, releasing endless suppression in an attempt to crush Su Jingxing through the soul. Su Jingxing immediately sensed that something was wrong. Divine power? The move executed by Heian Fenggui was actually also a divine power. A divine power of the demons? Su Jingxing's expression was cold as he decisively executed his divine power as well. Boom! 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 A dull bang resembling thunder was heard. A large number of astral winds suddenly appeared in the air above Su Jingxing's head, as well as the True of the Void obtained from unlocking the flame card. Endless chaotic worldly energy was affected and gathered from all directions, forming a huge vortex. A torrential force descended from the sky and attached itself to Su Jingxing. Divine power, command the winds and fire. The astral winds and the scorching true fire of the void fused into one and swiftly bombarded Heian Fenggui. Swoosh! White light drowned the world. Heian Fenggui simply closed its eyes and used its demonic will as its vision. Thump! Stepping in the air with both feet, Heian Fenggui's figure flashed. It transformed into a shadow and charged crazily in Su Jingxing's direction at a ghostly speed. The blood moon hanging high in the sky also flew with it. Boom boom boom. Space shattered layer by layer. Heian Fenggui's aura soared into the sky. With the augmentation of his divine power, it rushed in front of Su Jingxing. In an instant, a terrifying suppression crushed down on Su Jingxing like an avalanche. Boom! 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 Loud explosions sounded non-stop. The fluctuating and violent energy caused ripples in the air. On the ground, visible cracks appeared. Divine power against divine power. In less than 3 seconds, the astral winds dissipated and the true fire of the void was destroyed. Su Jingxing lost and quickly retreated. He did not lose on the attributes of the divine power, but on the grade of the divine power. Heian Fenggui's divine power was an intermediate divine power, while command the winds and fire was a minor divine power. The difference in one word was worlds apart. So. Boom. Space shattered, and a fearsome aura exploded in the air. Su Jingxing also activated his divine power. As his body expanded, a head grew between each side of his shoulders and neck. 4 more arms quickly grew out from above and below his arms. Intermediate divine power, 3 heads and 6 arms. Without the 6 faces and 12 palms of the battle race, he only had 3 heads and 6 arms, as well as the spiritual martial arts overlord body. A torrential aura stirred up countless ripples in the air around him. His 6 eyes shot out dazzling light and locked onto Heian Fenggui. A second divine power. With a blood moon above his head, demonic energy wrapped around Heian Fenggui. Shock appeared in its eyes. You actually grasped 2 divine powers. One of them was even an intermediate divine power. Compared to the wind and fire minor divine power from before, this divine power gave the Heian Fenggui a feeling of extreme danger. A human spiritual martial arts overlord had actually grasped 2 divine powers. Attack together, kill him. Heian Fenggui finally put away his contempt and shouted sternly. Before this, it, who had never fought against a human spiritual martial arts overlord, despised the overlord's powerful reputation from the bottom of its heart. Even when Su Jingxing killed Heian Fenggui, it was only considered an accident. Half of the reason why Heian Fenggui was killed too quickly was because it did not take the battle seriously and underestimated its opponent. Heian Fenggui believed that it could easily take care of Su Jingxing. However, now that Su Jingxing had used the abilities of two divine powers in succession, together with the might of a spiritual martial arts overlord, its contempt was finally turning into wariness. It, who had originally asked the other three devil kings to watch the battle from the side, immediately ordered them to attack together. The four Fifth Realm devil kings attacked Su Jingxing all at once. Boom! Boom! A violent explosion reverberated for 1,000 miles. Heian Fengui joined forces with the other three devil kings to attack Su Jingxing from all directions. Every one of them unleashed their strongest attacks, shattering space and forming an encirclement. Su Jingxing was surrounded by enemies, but with the augmentation of his divine power, his strength had also grown unprecedentedly. The six arms fought at the same time against the three devil kings. The shattering power of the space-crushing realm, combined with the physical strength of spiritual martial arts, was amplified several times. Every punch broke space, and crushed the attacks of Heian Fengui and the three demon kings. Boom! 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 A terrifying tremor spread in all directions. Bang! One of the three devil kings was the first to be struck. Its body cracked and crashed to the ground, creating a huge pit. It was unknown if it was dead or alive. Boom! The space in front of Heian Fengui collapsed on a large scale. Its huge body flew backward, flying thousands of meters in one go and crashing into a mountain. Thump! Thump! Su Jingxing smashed the remaining two devil kings into the ground with one in each hand. Without waiting for them to react, he controlled the lightning that shuttled through the thunderclouds to strike down and hit the two devil kings. The law of destruction contained in the lightning burst forth at the first moment and swept past the two demon kings. Then, the two demon kings who were about to counterattack suddenly stopped moving. Their bodies shattered bit by bit, collapsed, and disintegrated, scattering dust like a pile of ashes. Card +2. The law of destruction destroyed the physical body and soul. This was truly dissipating into thin air. Su Jingxing was too fast and his strength was terrifying. At the very least, when Heian Fengui saw this, it decisively gave up on attacking Su Jingxing. It turned around and fled into the void in shock. Space was torn apart and restored in less than a second. Heian Fengui disappeared, leaving only a violent aura swirling. Su Jingxing didn't even know which direction to give chase in even if he wanted to. However, even though one had escaped, there was still one left. Bang! Stepping into the pit, the unconscious demon king's cracked body shattered on the spot. It was deader than dead. Card +1. So far, all 5 demon kings had been dealt with. Although Heian Fengui escaped, the outcome was not bad. Firstly, with Su Jingxing's final thought, he controlled the law of destruction to attack the enemy. He achieved being 100% confident that there would be no mistakes. This was the most important. If the law of destruction was not handled well, it would harm others and oneself. Su Jingxing had been trying carefully. After this battle, he could finally relax. Secondly, he had verified the might of the divine power, 3 heads and 6 arms. It was terrifyingly powerful. Earlier, he had fought 4 people alone. He had not reached his limit at all. If he were to fight 8 people alone, it would probably end as a draw. Finally, 4 demon kings were killed. It would be a heavy blow to the demons. The 5 demons had just arrived in the Kuntian world and were clearly here as reinforcements. Su Jingxing killing 4 at once had a significant impact on the demons. If there were any gains from the cards, it would be even more profitable. At this thought, Su Jingxing retracted his divine power. While resting, he took out the 4 cards he had extracted and read them one by one. Skill card, bloodline card, equipment card, memory card. The first skill card recorded a heretic art that only the demons could cultivate. The bloodline card contained the black-silver demon blood, a legacy bloodline of the black-silver race. It was extraordinarily powerful and naturally tempered the body. The equipment card contained a demon's hand, the demon emperor's hand. He didn't know how the extraction ability extracted it. Su Jingxing released his spiritual martial arts divine consciousness and scanned the corpses of the 4 demon kings. He did not find anything special. The limbs of the 4 demon kings were tough, but they were not demon hands. However, he extracted an equipment card containing a demon's hand. Was it because it was not time yet? Or did it require special conditions to activate? Only then could a demon king's hand be transformed into the demon emperor's hand. Especially when this demon's hand even contained spatial Dao sentiment. Su Jingxing carefully comprehended the information of the equipment card and confirmed that he was right. The demon's hand contained in the equipment card possessed powerful spatial power because it contained a lot of spatial Dao sentiment. Through the spatial Dao sentiment, one could comprehend the law of space. Therefore, this was a big surprise. Su Jingxing was very satisfied. Finally, the memory card recorded half of a lifetime of memories of a demon called Hein Fengfo. He unlocked the card and read the memories. Su Jingxing quickly skimmed through the first part. To put it simply, it was about Hein Fengfo relying on the power of its bloodline to fight and kill everywhere, as well as some information about the black silver demon race. This information was useless to Su Jingxing, so he quickly browsed to the latter parts of the memories. The last portion of the memories was finally of great use. The Demon Emperor, the Battle Emperor, and the Devil Emperor had issued the latest orders. They would send more troops over within half a month. Among them, there would be at least 10 Sixth Realm experts. Then, they would destroy the Void Resistance Alliance in one go. In other words, the Demon Emperor, Battle Emperor, and Devil Emperors were getting impatient and did not want to continue wasting time with the Void Resistance Alliance. They wanted to destroy the Void Resistance Alliance in one go. For this, they sent more than 10 Sixth Realm experts. This information was too important. Su Jingxing immediately ignored his weakness and immediately got up to rush towards the upside-down mountain peak by shuttling through space. The demons and the battle race were already prepared to destroy the Void Resistance Alliance in one go. But the Void Resistance Alliance was unaware. There weren't many martial artists in the meditation realm and sixth realm, only a few leaders. With the scheming against unaware, the chances of the Void Resistance Alliance being wiped out were at least 80%. That was not what Su Jingxing wanted to see. At least 10 Sixth Realm experts are coming. In the conference hall of the upside-down mountain peak, Yang Qingxuan's expression was solemn as he asked in a low voice, "Kong Xian, are you sure?" I'm sure, Su Jingxing replied calmly. Of the 5 devils who surrounded and attacked me, 3 of them were killed by me, and 1 escaped. I learned of their origin and the next move of the demons after I did a soul search on the last one. In other words, they are preparing to destroy us in one go. Soul searching was a little sinister, but soul searching the demons was an exception. This was Su Jingxing's excuse. Otherwise, there was no way to explain why he knew about the matter. Yang Qingxian and the others naturally didn't notice this. After they received confirmation, their expressions turned solemn. At least 10 Sixth Realm experts were coming to Kuan-Tian. They could not stop them. The Void Resistance Alliance had encountered a critical moment of life and death this time. Even though they had long thrown life and death to the back of their minds, that was only when they had completed their mission to destroy the Void, not when they were to be killed before the battle had even begun. If that was the case, all their efforts over the years would have been in vain. We'll also hire helpers. In the silence, the leader of the Winged Ones, Feng Yan, said, Kuntian still has 3 chances for people to leave. It's also feasible to send a message to the outside world and invite Sixth Realm experts to help. I'm afraid not. Sixth Realm experts aren't like weeds on the roadside that can be found everywhere. Even if we can contact 1 or 2 of them, we won't be able to pay the corresponding price to hire them. The leader of the spirit race, Lei Zhen, shook his head. That's right. Sixth realm experts don't care for most things. Kuntian doesn't have any precious treasures either. The leader of the heavenly race, Jiang Yun, sighed. Even the experts of our respective races won't come. The Kuntian world was about to disappear. The companions of the heavenly race, the winged ones, and the spirit race on other planets and worlds had long invited them to leave. However, Jiang Yun, Lei Zhen, and Feng Yan rejected the offers. Just like the human race that Yang Qingxian represented, Jiang Yun and the others had also lived in Kuntian world for countless years and were part of it. Those who wanted to leave had left long ago. Those who remained were all fighting to the last breath for Kuntian. Some admired their choices, while others mocked them. It was fine before, but now that they were doomed, and still inviting sixth realm experts to help them, it would be considered polite if others didn't mock them. Help in battle? Dream on. So be it. After a moment of silence, Yang Qingxian said in a low voice, "In that case, let's carry out the plan in advance and catch them off guard. As for you and the others, Kong Xian, find a place to hide. When the door of space opens again, leave immediately." "May I know what your plan is?" Su Jingxing was curious. "It's nothing. We just want to take a gamble." Yang Qingxian smiled. "There are 3 steps to void annihilation. The first step is to mess up the border membrane of Kuntian and the void world so that they will temporarily stop the fusion and annexation. The second step is to separate Kuntian. After this step is void annihilation. Unfortunately, none of us have comprehended the law of destruction. We can't complete the last step, void annihilation. However, if the first and second steps can be achieved, separating Kuntian will also be a success. At the very least, we have bought a few more years or more for Kuntian to adapt. If we think of a better solution during this time, or if someone has comprehended the law of destruction, then we will take the final step of destroying the void. There's danger in completing the first and second steps, right?" Su Jingxing's mind raced as he analyzed. If anything goes wrong with the messing up Kuntian and the void world, all kinds of disasters will erupt in Kuntian, right? That's right. Yang Qingxian didn't hide anything. In a chaotic world, all kinds of disasters will happen. Earthquakes, landslides, floods, all disasters will occur. We've long known about this situation. However, other than a few strongholds, there are no other people in Kuntian. Disasters won't affect the strongholds much. All right. Su Jingxing was speechless. Then the demons and devils won't agree to the second step of separation. They will definitely stop us, right? They won't watch us take action and separate Kuntian. As for how they would be separated, Yang Qingxian didn't mention it, and Su Jingxing didn't ask. That's right. They won't watch idly. That's also the reason why we'll carry out our plan in advance, said Feng Yan. All of us will split into 2 groups. One group will disrupt the world, and the other will intercept the obstruction of the devils, demons, and battle race. Many people will die during this process, said Lei Zhen with a smile. But since things have come to this, there's no time for us to consider anything else. If we don't do so in advance, we will die when the battle race and the demons come knocking on our door. In advance, there's still a chance to disrupt the world and separate Kuntian. Even though the success rate of taking action in advance was pitifully low. But no one said this. There was no point in saying anything. This was their final struggle. Things had happened too suddenly. They could have struggled for another year or 2, but now, they had no choice but to bring the plan forward. Of course, this was also because they did not doubt Su Jingxing's words. Only because it was easy to verify the authenticity of such matters. Just as Su Jingxing had said, by searching the demons' souls. By capturing a 4th realm, 5th realm demon, or a member of the battle race to search their souls, one could obtain specific information. Therefore, Yang Qingxian and company decisively reacted after receiving the news. Su Jingxing didn't hide anything after hearing everything. He coughed lightly and said, Chief Yang, count me in for your plan. No need for that. Yang Qingxian raised his hand and interrupted, this is Kuntian's business, it has nothing to do with you. You've given us enough help previously. You and the others must leave for this final operation. But. No buts. Yang Qingxian said in a deep voice. We don't fear death, we only fear that our deaths will be meaningless. However, this meaning has nothing to do with you. It's only meaningless if you and the others die in Kuntian. No, Chief Yang, let me finish, said Su Jingxing quickly. Don't you guys want to destroy the void at the end? Coincidentally, during this period of time when I was outside, I comprehended the law of destruction by chance. With me, we can execute the last step together. Yang Qingxian was speechless. Feng Yan, Lei Zhen, and Jiang Yun were speechless. The four of them were wide-eyed and stared at Su Jingxing in shock. The silence lasted for a full half a minute. Yang Qingshuan's eyes suddenly lit up. He stared at Su Jingxing and panted. Kong Xian, you're saying that you've comprehended the law of destruction? Not space or flames, but destruction. The word destruction was emphasized. Without another word, Su Jingxing walked to the window and controlled the lightning and thunder in the thunderclouds not far away to guide them to a stone platform outside the window and release destructive power. Whoo! It was as if a breeze had brushed past the stone platform. The entire stone platform turned into a pile of fine sand following an inconceivable power and dissipated. Destructive power. It's indeed destructive power. Ha ha ha. Yang Qingxian watched the entire process and was inexplicably excited. He couldn't help but laugh out loud. Good, ha ha ha. The heavens aren't failing Kuntian. The heavens aren't failing Kuntian. Lei Zhen was also excited. Overlord Kong, saying thank you is too light a sentence. In short, as long as I don't die in this operation, if you have any orders in the future, Feng Yan, will complete them for you even if I have to die. Feng Yan said firmly. That's right. As long as we don't die in this operation, Jiang Yun, will listen to Overlord Kong's orders from now on, said Jiang Yun in a low voice. Su Jingxing had really comprehended the law of destruction. This surprise came too quickly and timely. At least 10 Sixth Realm experts were arriving on the side of the devils, demons, and battle race. Their side wasn't doing too bad either. In fact, it was doing even better. They had an overlord who could destroy the void. The laws of time and space were difficult to comprehend. The law of destruction was even harder to comprehend. The might of destructive power could even obliterate space if one grasped it deeply enough. This was also the key to destroying the void. The void world could be said to be a special world. It could invade various major planets with its power and was not afraid of the laws of time and space. However, against destructive power, it would immediately be suppressed. It was too timely that Su Jingxing had comprehended the law of destruction. As for how Su Jingxing did it, Yang Qingxian, Feng Yan, and the others tactfully did not ask. Be it his heaven-defying comprehension ability or possession of powerful treasures, it was enough that Su Jingxing had already agreed to help. Kong Xian, since you're willing to help, I won't hide anything anymore. Back in the room, Yang Qingxian set up a soundproof barrier and said in a deep voice, the messing up of the void world and Kuntian, as well as the second step, separation, is carried out through the heaven-engulfing origin array. I learned this heaven-engulfing origin array in my early years in other worlds. It can turn the universe around and isolate most of the realms. Among them is the true world. The overlapping and fusion of two worlds is not rare in the myriad worlds. Some merge into one, while others collide and are destroyed. In order to resolve this problem, a genius created this heaven-engulfing origin array. However, if we want to activate this array, we have to control the core of the world. In Kantian, it's also called the Eye of Kantian. Then do you know where this Eye of Kantian is? Su Jingxing asked curiously. Of course I do. Yang Qingxian smiled and pointed at the ground beneath his feet. Our base is a part of it. This inverted mountain is the Eye of Kantian. Su Jingxing was surprised. To be precise, there are 6 more places like this, Lei Jun continued. The 7 bases add up to be the complete Eye of Kantian. These 7 places are the most important cores of Kantian. If these 7 places are gone, Kantian will also be destroyed. Before the void world completes the annexation, Kantian will disappear. I see. Su Jingxing was enlightened. The 7 bases can connect with each other and transmit information, Yang Qingxian added. Therefore, it's not troublesome to open the heaven engulfing origin array. What's difficult is the second step of separation. After disrupting the void world and Kantian, separating them and making them independent again requires heavenly Tao crystals. Apart from heavenly Tao crystals, we also have to guard against the interception of the demons, devils, and battle race. Heavenly Tao crystals. Su Jingxing raised his eyebrows. Yes, heavenly Tao crystals. Yang Qingxian nodded. We've prepared 10 of them. They should be enough. If not, we can detonate a few Tao weapons to achieve the same effect of separation. The explosion of a Tao weapon can also have the effect of making a world independent. Su Jingxing was surprised, but he didn't say anything. It was best that Yang Qingxian, Feng Yan, and the others were prepared. He also had a Tao weapon. If they didn't have enough when the time came, Su Jingxing didn't mind helping. The reason why Su Jingxing was willing to help with the matter of destroying the void was firstly, that he admired Yang Qingxian and the others for being willing to fight to their last breath for their home planet. Secondly, if Su Jingxing succeeded in destroying the void, he would be able to open the 5th level of the cosmic tower. This matter was filled with danger. The battle race and the demons had added more than 10 6th realm experts. However, if Su Jingxing wanted to leave, he could immediately retreat and return to Earth Star through instant space in the cosmic tower. If they couldn't win, Su Jingxing was confident in retreating. Finally, it was for the void world on Earth Star. The void world of Earth Star had recovered its balance and was no longer annexing it. However, as long as the void world was not eliminated, there would be a threat. With the void annihilation experience from the Kantian world, Su Jingxing would undoubtedly be more confident of destroying Earthstar's void world when the time came. Especially when there was no need to disrupt the void world on Earthstar, he could just separate them. This would save him a lot of trouble and would not result in all kinds of disasters. Therefore, Su Jingxing had to participate in the destruction of Kantian's void world no matter what. Although the plan had been brought forward, the necessary notification and confirmation of the time had to be carried out in detail. Yang Qingxian, Feng Yan, and the others immediately got busy. Su Jingxing also took the opportunity to leave the base and accumulate lightning and thunder in the nearby thunderclouds. He took out the thunderbolt sword and guided the lightning to strike continuously and infuse it into the wooden sword. The law of destruction came from lightning and thunder. At the very least, Su Jingxing could only release destructive power from lightning and thunder for now. For this, it had to have enough charge. The thunderbolt sword was fully charged. Su Jingxing put away the fully charged thunderbolt sword battery and prepared himself. Back at the base, Yang Qingxian informed everyone of the operation time, midnight. To prevent any accidents from happening, and to catch the battle race and the demons off guard, the time was set for tonight. Once the clock struck midnight, the upside-down mountain peak suddenly trembled gently and bloomed with light. Buzz! 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 The air rippled slightly. At this moment, the 7 bases that were scattered everywhere were connected at the same time, forming a profound array formation. The heaven engulfing origin array. As soon as the array formation was activated, the aura in the world suddenly changed. Boom! Boom! At the top of the sky, thick bolts of lightning shot through the layers of thunderclouds and landed on the ground. Crack! Boom! A mountain shattered in the blink of an eye, turning into countless small particles. Boom! Boom! The ground shook violently, and cracks appeared. Amidst the strange and heart-stopping sounds of cracking, the cracks continued to thicken and extend. On the distant sea surface, the sea breeze swept, forming huge tornadoes that connected the sky and the ground. They went everywhere and destroyed all kinds of things. Bang! 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 Volcanoes that had been dormant for a long time or were already active erupted one after another. Thick black smoke filled the sky and spread in all directions. The apocalyptic scene announced that this destructive operation had begun to take effect. The 7 bases were connected, transmitting information and keeping vigilant at all times. The first step, causing chaos in the Void World and Kuntian, had begun. Too much fusing had been done between the Void World and Kuntian was still in the process of being annexed by the Void World. The power of the heaven-engulfing origin array was to confuse the two and prevent Kuntian from being annexed by the Void World. This process required a lot of time, from intervening to stopping to causing chaos. Finally, the second step of separation began. Volcanoes erupted, the ground cracked, tornadoes swept, tsunamis raised waves as tall as the sky, and the sky trembled. Everything was occurring at the same time, but they did not affect the 7 bases at all. The mountain peak that hung upside down from the sky carried its own defensive power to block the invasion from the outside. It was unknown if the battle race and demons that had been on guard had been blocked by these disasters, but no one appeared more than 10 minutes after the array formation was activated. However, young Qingxian and the others were on guard the whole time, wary of the surroundings. Su Jingxing watched the process from the side and memorized the situation. Finally, half a day later, a large group of densely packed figures appeared on the horizon. "They're here." Yang Qingxuan's voice spread to every corner of the mountain peak. "Everyone, get ready to fight." Swish! 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 On the mountain peak, the various mountain paths and platforms were filled with humans holding weapons, or the heavenly race and the winged ones. They actually came so quickly. Pan Funan said in a low voice beside Su Jingxing. "The chaos has just begun. We haven't even started on the separation yet and they're already here. Since we're making a move, they naturally won't sit still and wait for death," Su Jingxing said calmly. The battle race, the demons' race, and the devils were not fools. Since the Void Resistance Alliance had begun bringing chaos to the world, how could they not know what plans they had in mind? It was already considered late that they only arrived after half a day. The chaos had already reached a critical moment. The next step was separation. At this moment it was already too late for the battle race, the demons, and the devils to rush over and end the operation in advance. Boom boom boom. Before the armies of the battle race, the demons, and the devils could get close, the 7 bases launched their attacks at the same time, starting long-distance attacks. The battle race, the demons, and the devils were divided into 7 groups to attack the 7 bases. The 6th realm experts among them were naturally divided into 7 groups. The bodies of 6th realm experts were basically immortal. At this moment, as the group arrived outside the base, it would be good enough if the protective array formation could block a few attacks. The power of the protective barrier could not withstand a strike from a 6th realm expert. Therefore, when the two teams got close and exchanged blows from less than 100 meters away, Ong Qingxian and Feng Yan quickly left the base and locked onto the 6th realm members of the battle race and demons. Soldiers against soldiers, generals against generals. Without needing Yang Qingxuan's reminder, 3 of the 6th realm devils and members of the battle races who had come to this base rushed into the sky to engage Yang Qingxian and Feng Yan. That's right, in terms of numbers, Yang Qingxian only had 2 people on his side, himself and Feng Yan. Lei Zhen and Jiang Yun had gone to other strongholds to provide support. There were too few of them in the 6th realm. The Void Resistance Alliance was prepared for everyone to fight one against many. Pan Funan, Fang Polu, and a few other 5th realm and 4th realm martial artists stayed in the base and prepared to carry out the separation. In the sky, outside the inverted mountain peak, the 2 groups of people were fighting. The separation has begun. Su Jingxing, who was constantly paying attention to the changes in the border membrane, ignored the battle in the outside world and shouted at Pan Funan. Got it. Pan Funan, Fang Polu, and the other 3 5th realm experts from the Winged Ones and the heavenly race entered the void through the paths on the inverted mountain peak. Swoosh! Seeing this, Su Jingxing also followed them into the void. Of course, the void here did not refer to the endless void of universe, but the void surrounding the Kuntian world. After Su Jingxing entered, he saw the Kuntian world that looked like an egg appear before his eyes. At this moment, the entire egg world was mixed with a translucent black world. The void world. Kun Tian and the void world were still fused. Pan Funan, Fang Polu, and the others took out heavenly Tao crystals and gathered them in other directions. At the same time, they broke the heavenly Tao crystals and guided the energy released by them to strengthen the space between the void world and Kuntian world. Buzz buzz buzz. A silent tremble sounded from the 2 worlds. Ripples appeared in the air like waves. Under this invisible but mysterious and powerful force, the egg-like Kuntian world and the void world kept trembling. And the more they shook, the longer they shook, the less the fusion between the 2. To put it bluntly, it was shaking the void world out. After which, Kuntian world would regain its independence. This process also took time. Not long after Su Jingxing stepped into the void, more than 10 5th realm members of the battle race, demons, and devils arrived through the cracks they opened by themselves. The moment they saw Su Jingxing, Pan Funan, and the others, this group of 5th realm experts immediately used their abilities and divine powers to pounce towards them. Without another word, Su Jingxing launched an attack from afar. Boom! Space shattered. A huge palm imprint tore through the layers of space and struck the 2 5th realm members of the battle race who were the fastest. Bang! Bang! Both burst and released a bloody mist on the spot. They were severely injured and on the verge of death. They lost their mobility and floated in the air. Seeing this, the other 5th realm experts were not afraid. Instead, they sped up and rushed towards Su Jingxing. Pan Funan, Fang Polu, and the others saw this and immediately, half of them moved over to intercept the other party with Su Jingxing. Boom boom boom. For a time, the 2 groups of people fought in the void outside the Kuntian world. No one held back. One of the 2 sides must die. Su Jingxing was in no hurry to activate his divine power, 3 heads and 6 arms. Instead, he used the power of a spiritual martial arts overlord and his spiritual essence cultivation to fight them. The physical bodies of 5th realm experts were very strong. Su Jingxing relied on his spiritual martial arts overlord body to share the burden. He could injure 1 or 2 opponents from time to time. If his timing was right, he could even kill 2 of them. However, his body would also be attacked. However, his spiritual martial arts overlord physical body received the attacks on the spot and nothing happened to him. If he activated the divine power, 3 heads and 6 arms, it would save even more effort. He could finish them off with 1 punch each. However, Su Jingxing had to be wary of 6th realm members of the battle race and demons. Given the might of his spiritual martial body, if he were to activate 3 heads and 6 arms again, he would, with great effort, be able to contend against those of them in the 6th realm. Of course, Su Jingxing had never thought of killing the members of the battle race and demons in the 6th realm. This was already good enough. Void annihilation and destroying the void world was the key. It was only dangerous for Yang Qingxian, Feng Yan, Lei Zhen, Jiang Yun, and the others to fight one against many. It was unknown if any of them were injured or sacrificed. Although there was no bad news yet, it was better for Su Jingxing to be prepared than not. And it turned out that the moment the power of the heavenly Tao crystals guided Kuntian to successfully separate from the void world, in the void outside the Kuntian world, a demon more than 5 meters tall suddenly descended. Boom! When a sixth realm demon king descended, a terrifying aura and power erupted on the spot, crushing the air and creating circles of ripples. The shockwave immediately pushed Pan Funan, Fong Polu, and the others back, causing them to vomit blood. Su Jingxing didn't need to, but he also retreated immediately. As he stepped back, he took out the red dragon's reverse scale to neutralize the terrifying suppression. Then, he immediately took out the thunderbolt sword and released lightning. It surrounded the egg-like outer void world and released waves of destructive power. Swish! 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 A silent and terrifying force swept through the chaotic void world. In an instant, the translucent border membranes were silently destroyed. You are courting death. The sixth realm demon king shouted coldly. A violent aura swept through the air, aiming for Su Jingxing. Su Jingxing dodged in advance, took out an invisibility card and unlocked it. He applied it to his body and entered an invisible state. However, it was useless. Firstly, he could control the Thunderbolt Saber to release destructive power through lightning and thunder. The Thunderbolt Saber was out the entire time. Secondly, the ability of the Sixth Realm Demon King easily broke Su Jingxing's invisibility. As a result, before Su Jingxing could release the second wave of destructive power, he was struck by a powerful force that pierced through the void and quickly retreated. He had no choice but to activate the divine power, 3 heads and 6 arms. His expanded body resembled a god of war, resisting the pursuit of the Sixth Realm Demon King. 3 heads and 6 arms. Seeing this, the Sixth Realm Demon King was surprised. A human like you actually mastered the divine power of the battle race. As it spoke, it slapped down again, the attack pushing through the air and appearing above Su Jingxing's head. Boom! Su Jingxing shattered it with a backhand punch. The Thunderbolt Saber shot out lightning and thunder at the right time, releasing destructive power to begin the second wave of attack to annihilate Void World. At the same time, he struck the Sixth Realm Demon King with the Firmament Nirvana Palm. Humph! Faced with Su Jingxing's palm strike, the Sixth Realm Demon King's hand flashed, and a strange trident blade appeared in its hand. It swung it gently in the air. Swoosh! It was as if a sickle was cutting through straw. Under the slash of this strange weapon, the attack released by Su Jingxing quickly dissipated in the air like a splash. The powerful force carried by the strange weapon disappeared in the void in an instant. High-grade demon weapon. Seeing this, Su Jingxing took out the wandering dragon saber and brandished it. With a flash of light, saber energy intersected and charged towards the Sixth Realm Demon King. Swoosh! A cold glint flashed, and an icy saber beam stirred up large sheets of energy that spiraled in the air with a sharp whistling sound. Terrifying saber energy swept through the air, carrying a destructive aura as it attacked the Sixth Realm Demon King. Ha! Faced with Su Jingxing's fast slash, the Sixth Realm Demon King did not dodge. With a cold snort, the trident in its hand suddenly released a frightening force. Accompanied by wisps of scarlet demonic energy, a powerful force wrapped around its body. The violent and bloody aura that erupted from its body instantly spread in all directions. In the next moment, an incomparably sharp force suddenly shot out from the body of the trident blade and charged towards Su Jingxing's dazzling blade beam. Rip! It was as if a piece of cloth had been torn apart, or as if the calm water surface had been broken by a huge rock. 2 brilliant beams of light pierced through the air and quickly collided before dissipating on the spot. The light that erupted from them shone down and lit up the surroundings. The wandering dragon saber in Su Jingxing's grip emitted a powerful aura and sharp saber energy that swept through everything. The violent and fearsome shockwave was instantly disintegrated. The same went for the Sixth Realm Demon King. It held the strange weapon and struck in all directions. The two of them kept clashing in the air. The might that erupted was world-shaking. The violent power produced by the divine weapon against the demonic blade poured down crazily around the two of them. Ripples appeared in the entire void. Bam! Pa! Boom! The two figures kept crossing and overlapping. Endless saber beams swept their surroundings. As the two of them wreaked havoc, the air surged crazily like a boiling sea. Han Funan, Fang Polu, and the others were all stunned by this scene. All of them were mesmerized and did not even blink. Boom! 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 Loud bangs echoed in the air one after another. Space shattered and recovered. The two figures separated, overlapped, and separated again. The energy that burst out in an instant caused a large area of the void to tremble. The shockwave that erupted spread in all directions in the blink of an eye. The saber energy was full of might, and the force was like frost. Sharp energy and blood-colored brutal power intertwined in the air, shooting out waves of violent energy that devastated the air. The might unleashed by the spiritual martial arts overlord body after activating the divine power, 3 heads and 6 arms, was actually able to contend against a Sixth Realm Demon King without being at a disadvantage. To be honest, Su Jingxing was secretly delighted. But in the next second, he realized one thing. The Sixth Realm Demon King did not use its full strength. This fellow was stringing him along. This was because Su Jingxing didn't fear the suppression of the Sixth. He could shuttle through the void quickly without being affected and even destroy the void world. As long as it could stop Su Jingxing, the Sixth Realm Demon King wouldn't mind playing a game of exchanging blows with him. Su Jingxing's goal was also very clear. It was not to defeat the Sixth Realm Demon King, but to destroy the void. With this in mind. Swoosh! The wandering dragon saber was thrust in the air. In an instant, a large amount of saber beam swept up a large amount of energy and transformed into an energy saber array that attacked the Sixth Realm Demon King. Then, he shuttled back and forth, deviating from his original spot. Through the thunderbolt sword, he shot out lightning and thunder and released destructive power, continuing to destroy a portion of the void world. Humph! Seeing this, the Sixth Realm Demon King snorted coldly. The strange weapon in its hand shone brightly. As demonic energy surged, they transformed into a crimson pillar of energy that was 100 meters long. It swung it fiercely at the saber array. Rip! The air seemed to be sliced apart as the energy saber array collided fiercely with the crimson pillar. The massive amount of energy produced in the moment stirred up a surging energy storm in the air. Violent power surged and finally erupted. Boom! With a shocking bang, this most powerful strike seemed to collapse the sky. The immense destructive power was like a dazzling sun, its light illuminating the surroundings and sweeping through the world. In an instant, it stopped Su Jingxing from destroying the void. He had no choice but to stop and quickly retreat. After retreating for a distance, he immediately executed the meteor fist to its limits. An extremely fearsome and domineering aura suddenly erupted from Su Jingxing's body. Su Jingxing punched out with all 6 arms. Boom 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 boom. A domineering aura appeared in the air, and fist force stacked one after another. With an unstoppable might, they squeezed the air and forcefully formed an almost corporeal energy passageway. Everywhere it passed, ripples appeared in the air, and the space became extremely chaotic. Under the pressure, an invisible force created a huge circular vacuum with a diameter of 100 meters. At an extreme speed, it transformed into layers of afterimages in the air and struck fiercely towards the Sixth Realm Demon King. Boom! The air exploded. It happened too fast, and the sixth realm demon king did not manage to dodge completely. Its shoulder was injured. Die. This turned the sixth realm demon king's face turn ashen and its body trembled slightly. Flames of anger shot out from its scarlet pupils as it stared fixedly at Su Jingxing. Demonic energy surged. In an instant, the sixth realm demon king mobilized its strength and condensed it into an extremely blood-red energy tide that appeared in the air. Then, in a flash, it pierced through the air, locked onto Su Jingxing, and drowned him. Ha ha ha, human overlord, die. The sixth realm demon king grinned sinisterly. Its scarlet eyes flashed with madness as it clasped its hands. Boom! 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 Intense explosions sounded one after another. The blood-colored energy tide was like an ignited gunpowder keg that exploded in an instant. The energy that burst out destroyed the space layer by layer. Su Jingxing, who was inside, immediately felt as if his body was being torn apart by countless blades. Intense pain spread through his entire body through his nerves. All his clothes were destroyed. At this moment, his spiritual martial body's defense was actually broken. Under the strange power, his skin and flesh were lacerated, and his tissue was continuously destroyed. This energy was extremely strange. Su Jingxing couldn't figure out what it was. It didn't matter if he didn't know. As long as it was energy, he could devour it. Therefore, he quickly circulated vast ocean. The next moment. Swoosh! 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 Like a dragon absorbing water, Su Jingxing circulated his cultivation and released the devouring force. More than 10 vortexes appeared on the surface of his body, crazily absorbing the blood-colored energy. As the range of the impact was too large, from the outside, Su Jingxing's absorption of energy did not leak out at all. He was perfectly hidden in the blood-colored wave. The sixth realm demon king did not notice him. It decisively turned around and stared at Pan Funan, Fong Polu, and the others. You think you can destroy the void? The sixth realm demon king grinned sinisterly and struck out from a distance. Its attack passed through the air and struck Fong Polu. The latter sensed it in advance and dodged in time. Is Overlord Kong finished? A member of the heavenly race had an ugly expression. It did not take the threat of the sixth realm demon king to heart. No, I don't believe Brother Kong died just like that. Pan Funan gritted his teeth. Everyone, attack together, shouted Fong Polu. Regardless of whether Overlord Kong is dead or alive, we must get him out. Heh, you want to attack together? The sixth realm demon king sneered and prepared to strike hard and kill them all. Just then. Boom! A sudden loud bang was heard. It was a fist imprint that came through the blood-colored energy tide. Su Jingxing put on his new clothes and left the decreasing range of the blood-colored energy tide. Impossible. The sixth realm demon king's expression was grim. It gave up on Pan Funan, Fong Polu, and the others and turned around to stare at Su Jingxing. Ned human overlord. Even with such an attack, he didn't die. The sixth realm devil king gritted its teeth and stood still. The demonic energy released from its body suddenly turned blood-red and burned. Bang! 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 A strange sound of flames shattering sounded. The body of the sixth realm demon king turned into a fireball. Heat waves filled the sky, and the void world around it was instantly burned red. Whoosh! A gust of hot wind circled around the sixth realm demon king. It released his powerful demonic will and locked onto Su Jingxing, pinning him in place. Then, bathed in demonic energy and blood fire, it stepped into the air like an ancient demonic god and pushed closer to Su Jingxing step by step. Thump! 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 The sixth realm devil king walked towards Su Jingxing in the air. With every step it took, a circle was formed in the air beneath its feet, leaving a series of footprints that extended straight towards Su Jingxing. If a one tribulation overlord could have strength like yours, it would be enough to make one proud. Unfortunately. The sixth realm demon king grinned sinisterly. It no longer held back. It released its aura fully, and its boundless and terrifying power rose to the extreme. The shockwave messily condensed into a hideous blood-colored beast that roared at the sky. Boom! Demonic energy surged. The sixth realm demon king transformed into a scorching furnace that emitted torrential heat that spread in all directions. The immense suppression that was comparable to a mountain weighed heavily on Su Jingxing's shoulders. Bang! The two energies collided, triggering brilliant light that shot into the air like a meteor shower. Unfortunate. Su Jingxing replied coldly, unfortunately, I'm going to die in your hands. Aren't you? The sixth realm demon king laughed maniacally. As soon as it finished speaking. Boom! The sixth realm demon king stretched out its palm and slapped the air. The strange weapon in its hand quickly swept across. Instantly, scarlet demonic energy billowed like smoke. Blood shadows with boundless auras emerged from the strange weapon and rose in spirals. A boundless bloody aura enveloped Su Jingxing. The blood shadows that rose from it quickly transformed into countless hideous crimson demonic dragons that bared their fangs and brandished their claws as they roared. Go to hell, rascal! The sixth realm demon king growled. Swoosh! Su Jingxing did not dodge. The wandering dragon saber was released, and a dazzling saber beam suddenly bloomed from his body as he slashed at the sixth realm demon king. Plkch. As soon as the saber slashed out, the air suddenly shook. The saber beam spanned 10,000 meters, and the saber energy transformed into a huge saber dragon. It soared into the air like a bolt of lightning, and in the blink of an eye, it streaked through the layers of the air and blocked in front of the sixth realm demon king. Everywhere the saber dragon passed, thousands of spider web-like spatial cracks appeared in the air, as if they could shatter at any time. Then, it produced a terrifying tornado out of thin air and collided with the attack of the sixth realm demon king at lightning speed. Boom boom boom. The air trembled with loud bangs. Bang! Accompanied by a loud bang. Su Jingxing's attacks turned into nothing. On the contrary, the attacks and aftershocks of the sixth realm demon king struck Su Jingxing and pushed him back quickly. Cracks appeared on his spiritual martial arts body. When he stopped, Su Jingxing knew that he couldn't wait any longer. Overlord card. He had thought that he would be able to continue saving this powerful card that unlocked to make a powerful two tribulation overlord for a month. However, against the sixth realm demon king, he had no choice but to use it. If he didn't, it would be too late for void annihilation. This was because the separated void world would not stay for long and would quickly fuse with Kuntian again. So. Swoosh! He took out the overlord card, unlocked it, and applied it to his body. Buzz! Su Jingxing's body trembled as an incomparably huge force appeared in his body. In the next moment, Su Jingxing transformed into a dragon and faced the sixth realm demon king. Everywhere he passed, the air collapsed and shattered inch by inch like a mirror. The vast, ancient, and powerful aura released from his body collided with the sixth realm demon king with terrifying power. Boom! Boom! The air suddenly trembled. With a shocking bang, like a desolate ferocious beast, a simple move passed through layers of space and completely penetrated the blood-colored energy that was struck out by the sixth realm demon king. The surging and violent power even shattered the aftershocks of the energy into nothingness. While ignoring all obstructions, the residual power struck the sixth realm demon king heavily. Pooh! The sixth realm devil king let out a miserable groan, as if it had been struck by a heavy hammer. Its tall body suddenly trembled. Then, it flew backward like a kite with a broken string. While its body was still in midair, it exploded with a loud bang. Boom! Boom! A loud explosion shook the air, and ripples spread out like waves. The Sixth Realm Demon King's entire body exploded into pieces, and blood splattered everywhere. The space where it stood collapsed, shattered, and was destroyed on a large scale. A rain of minced flesh and blood floated in this vacuum, releasing a terrifying aura. Dead? In the distance, Pan Funan's eyes widened in shock as he looked at the collapsed vacuum area. Most likely. Fong Polu's expression softened. Good, good. The others were overjoyed. On the contrary, the expressions of the Fifth Realm Battle Kings and Demon Kings who had entered the void to stop Pan Funan, Su Jingxing, and the others from destroying the void were extremely ugly. They looked at Su Jingxing with fear. The Sixth Realm Demon King was actually dead, blown up by Su Jingxing. Wasn't it said that this fellow had just broken through to the space-crushing realm and was considered a one-tribulation overlord? Why was his combat strength so terrifying that even a Sixth Realm expert was no match for him? The remaining Fifth Realm Battle Kings and Demon Kings were shocked and puzzled, but they did not dare to move forward to stop Su Jingxing. Compared to their own lives, the destruction of a void world was nothing. Dead? Outside the vacuum area, Su Jingxing released his divine consciousness and scanned his surroundings. He confirmed repeatedly that he did not extract any cards. In other words, the Sixth Realm Demon King was not dead. Only the physical body and a portion of the demon's soul were destroyed. The other portion was not even in the Kuntian world. This situation was similar to Su Jingxing's. The physical body and primordial spirit were separated. If either one was destroyed, the other could be preserved. Even if the other would be affected, the impact would be limited. Su Jingxing was not surprised that a Sixth Realm Demon King had similar abilities. He just thought it was a pity. Now that a Sixth Realm Demon King was dead, the card extracted from its corpse must be extraordinary. But now, it was better to continue with Void Annihilation. Crack. Crack. Boom. 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 After calming himself down, Su Jingxing retracted his divine power and returned to his original form. He took out his spare clothes and put them on. He then controlled the Thunderbolt sword to shoot out lightning and thunder, releasing destructive power that swept through the translucent void world. Swoosh! As the destructive power passed, a portion of the void world disappeared. Swoosh! With another sweep of destructive power, another portion of the void world disappeared. Swoosh! Swoosh! Without any obstructions, Su Jingxing controlled the Thunderbolt sword to shuttle through the void and destroy the void world inch by inch. In the distance, the Fifth Realm Battle Kings, Demon Kings, and the others did not dare to make a sound as they watched. Pan Funan, Fong Polu, and the others cheered excitedly. The power of the law of destruction almost perfectly countered the void world. Every time it swept past, it destroyed a section. Su Jingxing was fast. In a few moments, most of the void world was destroyed and disappeared. Boom! A shattering sound suddenly came at this moment. A terrifying and domineering aura filled the void. Sixth Realm. Another Sixth Realm expert had broken into the void. 3 heads, 6 faces, 6 arms, and 12 palms. A ferocious and peerless aura rose in the air, creating circles of ripples. The battle race. The Sixth Realm expert who came this time was from the battle race. A Sixth Realm Battle King. After charging into the void, it first saw the mostly destroyed void world and Su Jingxing, who was releasing destructive power. Die! The eyes of this Sixth Realm Battle King turned red, and his aura soared to the limit. A terrifying force passed through the air and drove towards Su Jingxing. In the next moment, it cut through the air and charged forward. Scram! Su Jingxing, who was busy destroying the void, condensed his almost inflated strength and met it with a punch. Boom! Space shattered. The terrifying fist imprint shattered the air and struck the Sixth Realm Battle King who was rushing over. It began a head-on clash with the Sixth Realm Battle King. However, in less than 2 seconds, the aura of a 6th realm Battle King weakened. All its attacks dissipated and disappeared. The last of the fist imprints might poured onto the 6th realm Battle King, causing it to vomit blood from its mouth and retreat uncontrollably. How could this be? How is this possible? The pale-faced 6th realm Battle King finally stabilized himself and stood in the air. He looked at Su Jingxing with unconcealed fear in his eyes. One punch, just one punch had shattered 80% of his strength. Even if he unleashed his full strength, he would not be able to do anything against such combat strength. Where did this human expert come from? Spiritual martial arts overlord? Wasn't he supposed to be a one tribulation overlord? Why is this one a second tribulation one? The 6th realm Battle King was puzzled and terrified. Swoosh! On this side, the 6th realm Battle King did not dare to approach. On the other side, Su Jingxing was in no hurry to deal with the 6th realm Battle King. Instead, he controlled the Thunderbolt sword and continued to shoot out lightning and thunder, releasing destructive power to destroy the void world. Swoosh! 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 Boom! 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 Thunder roared and the void world disappeared piece by piece. Seeing that there was only the last bit left. Boom! Boom! A ball of energy suddenly swept out, wrapped around Su Jingxing, and pulled him backward, interrupting his movements. Suppressing his fear, the 6th realm Battle King rushed over again. However, this time, he did not clash head-on with Su Jingxing. Instead, he distanced himself and launched long-range attacks. As Su Jingxing penetrated the void, so did it. When Su Jingxing counterattacked, the 6th realm Battle King dodged. No matter what Su Jingxing did, the 6th realm Battle King refused to get close and simply interfered from afar. To a 6th realm Battle King, since he couldn't defeat Su Jingxing, stopping him from destroying the void could also achieve his goal. The void world was very magical. Even if there was only a small piece, it could expand again and fuse with the Kantian world to completely drown it. For this reason, as long as the 6th realm Battle King held Su Jingxing back and he could not continue with void annihilation, the Kantian world would be annexed by the void world again.